Yeah, good morning. Uh, First of all, I'd like to testify to Joan Langwick. You probably don't know her, but Joan was an incredible woman of faith, which over the 40 years of knowing her, there's certain people that follow you around, and we always seem to be around together with Joan. So she was a really good friend. We can call, and she always say, "Make my day." So we always have a really good chat. And even in final years, she didn't sit still. She believed in action. She always call LBC or Radio Kent. She know all the presenter on LBC because she's always looking for an opportunity to express her passion, her heart and her passion, how she feel about the homeless, how she feel about single mothers, how she feel about politics. She has a vast range of knowledge about many different things. And even in the final days, when Cecilia and I went to see her and she was in the home and lying on the bed, and when we were leaving, as it says, when you look at her, everything seemed to fade away, but actually the voice remained the same. And when we was going, we said, okay, then we had to say a prayer for you. So we prayed for her. And then after we finished prayer, she says, it's my turn. My turn, 93-year-old, completely unable to move in the bed, but she still wanted to pray and give us a blessing. So she is an incredible person. When she passed, I wanted to call around and let everybody know that, there's a great lady has just been ascended, but it didn't, you feel a certain kind of emotional pattern, spirit in yourself, which you wanted to share about a person. But the good thing is, all her life in the church, she's been working to testify to true parents. She's been working to testify to the divine principle, how it impact it has on her life, how it transform her, how it give her new vision, new purpose, new hope. She wanted to testify. And she always wanted to testify to her family. And she called me one day and she says, do you know anyone who would be able to put all these things on? I wanted to put my life story on thing to share with my family. Of course, I could only think of one person, David Rennie. So we called David Rennie, and when David Rennie said, of course, he's always ready to do something, he's always positive to help. So he get all the information and he really helped John. And when he finished and he get the CD, it was like when Father finished writing the divine principle, it was like a celebration day. She feels, it's done. I have something which I can give to my family, which they'll be able to feel. They can know what I'm about for the last 45 years. So she did. And then when she passed, she leave a very clear instruction, which I'll advise anybody to do what to do in this. So she made her own service sheet, which was really, really nice. And she made her own service sheet. And we had a wonderful Sungwa ceremony. And our two sons and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren was more than happy. Her friends and all the people she had impact in and made son, they were there. And she doesn't hide, because Joan, she never hide. She was one of the first white member in a black Pentecostal church in Brixton. Hallelujah. That's what she would say. She was praising the Lord in her red hair flowing in the middle of a crowd in Brixton. And she was always a very interesting person. Really, she'll be sadly missed, at least by me, because I wanted to make her day today by just testifying to her and what she has been doing over the last 20 years. People know what she's done before, but in the last 20 years, she's been, sometimes people didn't like seeing her or meeting her because she asked them, what is your mission? What are you doing? So they feel nervous meeting her because she confront them. Anyway, the title of the sermon today is Borderline of Faith. Borderline of Faith. I wanted to talk about that. That title come to me long time ago. And when Raymond asked me, I thought, oh, I have the title already. Yeah, I thought, yes, that's what I'll talk about, borderline of faith. So Jesus says, if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, we can move mountain. And True Parent says, if we have faith, if we have enough faith, actually we can able to move Europe. We can able to change Europe. We can able to do something in Europe. But the problem is, we don't have the faith. I don't feel like we have the faith. We're sometimes hot and sometimes we are cold. Sometimes more cold than hot. You know. We know sometimes in ourselves we need to do something, but we don't always feel the passion to do a lot. So it's in a sense, so we always like on the borderline of many things. And then again, sometimes we say, I believe, I don't believe, I agree, I don't agree. We have all kind of discussion in what we believe or what we don't believe or all these different things. So in a sense, sometimes we want to form a WhatsApp group and we talk about all these different things, but we should have like a positive conversation on what is going on. Have a positive conversation. We don't have to work to prove my case. We don't have to work to win the argument. We have to just have a conversation or discussion to see, instead of we're trying to prove the argument and then we get emotionally overwhelmed and angry. That's where we end up. Even when I go to challenge, this Bible quote often comes to my mind. My ways is not your ways. God says, neither is my way your ways or your thoughts your thoughts. You know. So my ways is not your ways, God says. My thoughts is not your thoughts. What you think about is not what I think about. My ways is not your ways. The way you want to behave, the way you want to act, is not mine. It's not mine. It's not my thoughts. It's not your thoughts. But sometimes we think, my ways is the right way. My thoughts is the right thoughts. But that's not quite what God is saying here, is it? It's not quite right. I'm sure, sometimes I'm sure you know of many brothers and sisters, right, who is on the borderline of faith, the borderline of things. They stand in the border protesting for years about right and wrong. They stand there protesting about different things. This is happening, that is happening. We're making a big protest, demonstration, what is right, what is wrong, but actually not even moving from the borderline and making a point. That's good. You can make a point. But, you know, as a religious person, if we had to make a decision, we should pray about a decision. Just standing protesting for years. After you finish protest, where are you going with your protest? Yeah. Where are you going with your protest? Just a few weeks ago, well, actually not just a few weeks ago, a lot of times I have to repent. I have to repent because sometimes, we don't give things a chance. Sometimes you don't give something a chance to you decide. Sometimes something require a chance. Give what you call the benefit of the doubt. So when I have this kind of confusion or not giving something a chance, then it evokes a lot of struggle in me. If I have confusion in myself and I'm not giving something a chance, I struggle until I try to get it right. I feel a lot of struggle, like mad. For example, I'm sure you know I heard about the spirituality workshop a few weeks ago. A spirituality workshop, and my wife said, "Do you think we should go?" Yeah, okay. I go for 2 days. I'm not doing 7 days. No, I'm doing 2 days. So I do 2 days. That's what I did. And in the end of that 2 days, one sister says, "Oh, would you like some answer?" Of course, I responded, "Not this time. Not this time." What I'm saying, not really. Not really. I don't really need that, because sometimes I think we get to the point where we believe in automatic healing. And sometimes we think, oh, spirituality workshop, answer session, all of this is like you believe it's some automatic kind of thing. Well, let me tell you, it's nothing automatic about it. It's nothing automatic. Anything require effort, investment, right? So, of course, I reject it. I didn't take it. I'm going to say my side of the line. I didn't really believe it. So why take part in it? In this answer, I don't think it would help my condition. So I didn't take part. So I'm saying on my side of the line. So, but the next few days, I just could not sleep. I couldn't sleep no matter what I did. I couldn't sleep. I get up in the night, I have 1 cup of tea, I try to sleep, I have another cup of tea, I still couldn't sleep, and I keep thinking about this offer of the answer session. So I keep thinking about it, it keep going around in my mind. Maybe I should take part, maybe I should not, maybe that would help me, maybe not. I'm not sure, but it's just was playing in my mind. Anyway, I decided the next morning, after going through a torturous night, the next morning, Cecilia said, "They're still on, I called, and I went to Chiselers, fasting, first one, and I lie there, and they did a good job on me. Actually, when I get up, nothing externally changed in me, or I didn't feel any better, but actually I feel I received some kind of an internal healing. But what God is saying, He says, it's not about healing, it's about surrendering. It's about surrendering to me. So, and that is the things which sometimes we find it difficult to do, to surrender to God. To lie there, like being on the cross. I surrender. I surrender to you. I am in your hands. And that is what is sometimes required. Surrendering. In our life of faith, we need to learn about surrender. Every day you have to learn about surrendering. Finding what is God's way for your life. So, I think a page jumped in. I think I left a page in my bag. I know I've got it here. Okay, I got it here. It's about surrendering. It's okay, sis. There's a borderline. There's borders everywhere. There's borders between England and Scotland, between Wales and England, and there is borders everywhere, isn't there? There is what borders in the world, dangerous borders, North and South Korea. If you were stepped over, you can get killed, right? You can get killed. There is borders and struggle in our borders in our mind and body. There is struggle. There is struggle to find unity. Can we be happy if the mind and body are struggling with one another? Can we find happiness? Can we? The body is happy, but without the mind. Can you find that? There is this struggle which we're dealing with every day. If there is struggle between husband and wife, can you be happy? Since you didn't say anything, I'm sure you couldn't be happy. I know my wife definitely wouldn't be happy. So there's always struggle. But in this borderline. So we absolutely cannot find happiness if there is this struggle. What we should become, we should be striving to become sons and daughters of God. Sons and daughters of God. That is what we should be striving to become. In the past, we did amazing things. And in the past, we did amazing things. All of us here, we did amazing things. When you were called, when you joined this church, you feel, I've come home, I arrive. There is excitement in the air, and you feel hope. Do you feel the same hope you feel now? Everything is just fading. You look the same, the voice is the same, the energy is not the same, the passion is faded a bit. It's there, but it's faded. You look into your eyes, it's the same color, but it's not as blue as it used to be. And the way you look at things, maybe it's not the same. All different things we did, but yet we did amazing things. Yeah? And we dream, we had wonderful dream. We have dreamed what it would be like in the future, the kind of a world we would live in. And we had this beautiful dream. And I had this dream of, you know this song by William Armstrong, "What a wonderful world, I see skies of blue." If I sing, I'm sure you would all leave, so I better stop it. But I ask myself, do I still have that dream of this wonderful world? Skies of blue, roses and of whatever, and rainbows and all of these things. Do I still have that dream? Well, I must confess, I still do have this dream. When I'm walking with my granddaughter in the park and I say, look at that beautiful flower. Look at that wonderful tree with the beautiful green. Isn't green a beautiful color? Isn't it? Look at the sky. She's 1.5, so I'm just talking away I feel so exciting talking with her. I have to feel it's going to be a wonderful world. What a wonderful world it will be. If I don't feel it will be a wonderful world, what is the hope of me? What kind of a hope can I pass on to my little granddaughter? It's going to be a wonderful world. Of course, sometimes I wake up and I wonder who let the dogs out. No, I mean the devil out. Are you up with music? I wonder who let the devil out. He's roaming around. Creating havoc. He is a troublemaker. He is a liar. He's a deceiver. And he's deceiving you and I every day. We have to be on our toes. The devil is roaming around, trying to lie to us every day. Yeah? And God have a book of borders. And the borders which God wanted us to stay within is the fruit of the Spirit. Yeah? The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. If we live our life within those borders and all these virtues, actually we don't have any borders wherever you are. If you practice love and joy and peace and patience and kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, there's no borders. You're living with God. You're living absolutely within God's realm. And then God can guide us with his blessing. We can get his blessing. So the moment we cross the line, we begin to struggle for everything we possess. And it doesn't matter which direction you look in the world, struggling. There is struggling. Again, I like to go back to Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways, says the Lord. When we encounter roadblocks or difficulty in our life, in our effort to build kingdom of heaven or channel cook, the reason often is that our solution are grounded in the wisdom of man, and which is foolishness to God, which is foolishness to God. Yeah. So the wisdom of the world is foolishness in the eyes of God. And it's not possible to live with the wisdom of the world and the wisdom of man. The wisdom of the world is foolishness in the eyes of God, and God is not possible to hold on to both human and the divine wisdom at the same time. Can you tell me how a person of faith could live a life peacefully, or a person of faith can be going in a direction, a good direction of faith, growing, developing the heart, developing the love, becoming a rounded individual, and finding peace without grumbling and complaining all the way. It's difficult. You're grumbling. Everything you hear, you're complaining. Oh, did you hear about the Trump wrong? No, what is that all about? What is this? What do you say? This is wrong. That is right. This is whatever. We keep on some kind of grumbling and complaining. Even when there is a explanation, we still don't accept explanation. We're still complaining and grumbling. In Philippians, not Philippines, St. Paul says, maybe in the Philippines they said the same also. In 2:14-16 it says, do everything without grumbling and arguing, so that you may become blameless and become pure. Chumada says we should be like pure water, pure running water. Isn't it wonderful if you're going up for a hike and you see a brook and the water is so clear and pure? What do? We take a big stone and chuck it in so it can become dirty and filthy? Or we stand there with it. It's so nice, isn't it? That's really nice. I'm sure I can just drink it straight up. If you go to Norway, for sure you can drink it straight up. I'm not sure about drinking it here, but you watch this clear water become pure water. That's what Shumada wants us to become. We should work to live a generation of righteousness. That's what we have to strive to become, pure water. Brothers and sisters, our faith, our attitude matters. Our attitude can reflect God's joy or turn others away. Our attitude. Every day, our attitude. Sometimes you think it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you're grumbling or complaining or whatever, and you meet someone and you can grumble and complain for. It can have this effect where it turns people away. It can turn people away. So our attitude matters. Whether I believe or not believe, I never would show a bad attitude. It's better to say, I don't know. I'm praying about it. We'll find out. I'll find out. Because for me personally, in my life of faith, I don't necessarily get answers straight away. I like to think about it. And sometimes even as I sleep and wake up, now I know, I understand. My wife is the same. She would say after, oh yeah, I understand now. I might not agree what she understands, but still she understands. She understands, and that understanding is for her. Not necessary for me to agree with, but it's for her. Her understanding is our understanding. She's a unique person. And I might have that, it depends on what mood I'm in. Maybe I might, but to make sure that I don't come across, maybe she would say I come across negative. But nevertheless, our attitude is most important. Yeah. Because we want to have a positive effect on others. A complaining spirit dim our light, while a spirit of gratitude and joy make it shines. Gratitude and joy. Who want to meet a person full of gratitude and joy and love? You don't want to walk, you want to stay with that person, isn't it? But if you go for, say, come around for tea, and then they spend half an hour grumbling and complaining. And when you close the door, what happened? They say that was a difficult cup of tea to swallow, isn't it? If they say, would you like to come around next week? Oh, yeah, actually, I'm quite busy, actually. You don't go back. But if a person is uplifting and there's a light of joy and peace, yeah, you say, no, you come across to my place next time. You come across to my place. Yeah, next time. Let's continue the conversation. Let's continue sharing. So part of living our life of faith is being aware of the needs around us and being willing to stand in wherever there are things we encounter. Yeah? Practice practical help for others is important. Showing compassion is important. Because sometimes we cannot just stand in the borderline, digging trenches, looking for a fight. When they're in the army, when you're going to preparing for a fight, you dig a trench and you stay in there, waiting, looking for a fight. Don't dig trenches. Don't dig trenches. Don't have borders. If don't create too much borders. Develop the spirit, the fruit of the spirit of practicing love and be an attractive light that shines. We don't need Christmas light if your spirit shines up. We don't need to have to go to Oxford Street to see the lights there. You can just look at your wife, look at your neighbor, come to church and look at each other. And you says, it's so good to be here. So please, the borderline is not the place we ought to be. We have to we have to move from the borderline and we don't have to, because when you go from England to Wales, it says, welcome to Wales, welcome to England, welcome to Scotland. So don't have borders. You don't see a big line drawn down. But in our life of faith, we should just be an open and loving person. Thank you very much. Let's pray. Most beloved Heavenly Parents, really grateful for your guidance which you want to give us every day. Really pray, Father, that we can have an open heart, open mind, and really pray we can invite you to be inside of us. Sometimes our ways is not your ways, and your ways is not our ways, but we want to get right with you. We want to be on the same page with you. Father, if we're missing something, please teach us, educate us, guide us in the path of righteousness, that we can be in the right place with you. Father, in these days, there's so many things happening, and our mind can just shoot off like a shooting star in all different directions. But we want our mind to be settled on you. You are the purpose of our existence. You made us, you created us, you invest your heart in us, and you had a plan, you had a goal, and you want to see that beautiful person which you invested so much in shine forth. Please bless our brothers and sisters and all of us in this coming week. We want to offer this prayer and report this. In the name of Franklin Fortune, bless and your family.